to Coloring Time with Anmaree. Um, it's raining again in sunny Jamaica, and it's also 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is my quiet time. So if you want to take a few minutes for quiet time with me, you go get your colors, go get your book, and I will show you the book I'm going to use today, and we can get started. Hurry up, go get your books. All right, I hope you're back. Once again, if you like doing Coloring Time with Anne-Marie, hit subscribe, hit a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. And every single time that we do a Coloring Time with Anne-Marie, you'll get notified, or your mom will get notified, or your dad, or this is for mom and dad also as well. Now, coloring time is about finding an activity, a meditative type activity that feels good and gives us a moment to collect ourselves in these hard days. So, I'm a former librarian, and I always used coloring books in my makerspace in my library because I found that students relax, as well as teachers and people who visit the library would pick up a coloring sheet and were willing to listen to story time and were calmer, and that's why I like doing that. So today I am using my Secret Garden coloring book, all right, by Joanna Basford. Now, this is one of my favorite coloring books because there's many reasons why. But one of them is, if you can see, I have all these other drawings inside of there, is that the pages are super thick. Hopefully I'm getting this on the other camera, so you'll be able, they're super thick. They only have one picture on one side, and you can choose which one you want to do. And the pictures are great if you want to do you want to color in real tiny, or if you want to do big. This is one of my favorite coloring books of all time. On top of that, I've also used the back pages that were blank for other things I wanted to do. Like, this is one of my favorite things to do. I'll hold it up. And I can show you how to do this on another video. It gives you a optical illusion. Optical illusion means it fools the eye. So first of all, I'm going to figure out, I did this one already, a secret door, which one I want to do next. Wishing well. Ooh, insects. I like insects. They're fascinating, but do I want to do a whole page of insects today? What do you guys think? Ooh, a tree house. A tree house. I started this heart one. I don't feel very heart today. Hummingbirds. Ooh, I kind of like an app. Well, I think it's the hummingbirds today. All right, and then I'll tell you a story. Alrighty. Okay, I hope you have your crayons. I hope you have what you're going to color. I've got what I'm going to color. I think I'm going with colored pencils today because my crayons seem a bit big for this. So I'm going to use my colored pencils. Alright, so let me do the story. And remember, we'll have plenty of time for some music and time for you to get real quiet and color without Mrs. Reynolds talking. Okay, so, what am I missing, guys? Glasses so I can see. It's a rainy day here this afternoon, and funnily, it rains a little bit unless there's a drought, and a drought means that there's not a lot of rain happening for anyone. But it rains a little bit every afternoon, and I think that's why why the gardens are so lush in the Caribbean, because, and why I guess this is a tropical climate because we're close to the equator, so it's warm, there's lots of water, and vegetation grows here. So the reason I chose hummingbirds is I thought I knew a little bit about hummingbirds because in my home in Texas I had a hummingbird feeder and I had quite a few friends who had hummingbird feeders. And I even had a friend who lived in Oklahoma, which is above Texas, and he named Rick, and he husband of my one of my dearest friends, and he would call me and let me know when the hummingbirds were coming through because they would come up out of Mexico, fly across us in Texas, and head on up north. And then at a certain time of the year, they'd make the trip back. And it's just amazing to me. Such a tiny, tiny bird could fly that far. Oh, here's some interesting thought. If I can get my sewing table open and see if I have a, well, this is not one of my tiniest thimbles, but that's about the size of a hummingbird nest. Can you imagine that you can get little baby hummingbirds in there and everything? And they move super quick, and I will add some information, more information about hummingbirds somewhere around up here. And they would fly across my backyard, and I would put up hummingbird feeders, which we filled with sugar water. And I'm not sure if you want to put a little red in it to make them attracted to it or not. The debate about whether you should add red food dye to their water is a debate. But I would put a little bit, but I found after a while they didn't care if it was red. They just needed to know where to find it. And they would come every year. And I would sit in the backyard and watch them, and they would fight and squabble. And there would always be one hummingbird who didn't want any hummingbirds drinking from a feeder I put up. Now, mind you, I put up 6 feeders, and this one little guy didn't want anybody drinking on all 6 feeders. Now, you know he can't finish 6 feeders. Have you ever run into somebody like that? A person, like you're playing with someone and they want everything. They don't want to share. They don't want to share. And sharing is really so important. So important. If there's enough, the planet is filled with so much beautiful things like hummingbirds. And the flowers that they drink from with their long necks and their long tongues and their beautiful tail feathers. And I've seen different types of hummingbirds in different parts, in different countries. I've seen little bitty tiny ones, and I've seen ones that have long curly tails, fancy ones. They call them doctor birds in Jamaica. Now, hummingbirds are the national birds of, they're the national birds of Jamaica. You know, every country, like America, has the American eagle. I don't really know what other countries have. Sounds like a research project. Librarians love to research things, and I do too. I bet you do too. Anyway, so that was my experience with hummingbirds. They're really nice, but you know, they'll stay for a while and then they'll fly on their way. And if they like where you live and what you do for them, they'll come back year after year. So I called them my hummingbirds even though they didn't belong to me. And they came back year after year. So I didn't see any back here when I got here. Ooh, I don't like that color. Isn't that something? I don't like that. But you can always change your mind and color with something else. And maybe when you put the two of them together, you get something cool. Yeah, I like that. That's the kind of yellow I want. And the other color I had makes it kind of glow like gold. Anyway, so I thought that hummingbirds, I live up in the mountains. I live about 2,000 feet up in the air. Nose always itches. I don't know why. And I thought I hadn't seen any hummingbirds. And my dad walks every day in the hills, and he said, oh, they'll attack you over the hill over there if you get near one of their plants that they drink from. I hadn't seen any. But I'm growing a kitchen garden, which is why I'm wearing my Front Yard Fairy shirt. And that's an organization I started a long, long time ago for encouraging people to grow food in their front yard and all over. It's good for the planet, and I'm not a big fan of grass. I mean, I like grass for some things, but I'd rather grow food and flowers and things like that. Anyway, um, I planted something called basil and let some of it go to flower. And there are these little tiny hummingbirds that are coming into my kitchen garden now. So I'm pretty happy because I kind of thought I'd lost my hummingbirds because we were so high up. But no, they're here. They're here in Mandeville, Jamaica. Alrighty, so I'm going to keep coloring and I'm going to turn on some music. And so get comfortable and take a moment to breathe and enjoy your colors and color. And I will make a noise. Where's Henrietta? Oh, well, I'll find her. But when I find her, she makes a wonderful noise to let you know that the time is up and it's time to go back to our day. All right, let's get coloring. guess my time is coming to the end if you heard my bell. But I must admit, I feel much better. I feel much more relaxed. I love coloring these pictures. I'm going to put away my pencils, and I suggest you do the same thing. If you keep your pencils in one place, or your crayons or markers or whatever you like to work with, it's much easier to find them. I have found that the hard way because I have left crayons and markers in different places, and then when I was ready to crayon, by the time I found the markers, the crayons, and everything that I wanted to work with, I was plumb tired out, and I hadn't even colored anything yet. So I have a video, and I'll put the link on this video on how to make yourself your own little studio in a box. You don't need a whole big room. You can put everything in a box so that you can find it, and then you can put it on a shelf yourself, or if you're a little someone smaller, you can ask your mom or dad to put it on the shelf so that it doesn't get into the hands of pets and little brothers and sisters and stuff. And then you can put all of your art supplies in one place inside it. All you need is a shoebox or any kind of box or an old suitcase or something like that. So I hope you enjoyed Coloring Time with Anmaree. I have another, I've got stacks of coloring books. I have more books, but today's was The Secret Garden, and I chose it because I love to garden, and it's one of my favorite coloring books to work with. So we will see you next time, and until then, you take care and breathe in and breathe out and feel well. See you soon.